Hello everybody, today I'm going to be introducing you to a really cool, free sound design creating device that's been around for ages, but lots of you don't know about it. Talking about cool, it's not, it's absolutely baking hot today, hence I've got the air conditioning on, I've got the blind down, I have the water cooler, and I'm just about holding it together. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. The device in question I'm talking about today is a piece of software called Pull Stretch. Now, some of you may know about Pull Stretch, but Pull Stretch, let me get it up here, has been around for ages. The interface looks like sort of Windows 1972. Look. And it's made by a mysterious person. I say mysterious because there's almost no trace of him or her or whatever, called NASCAR Octavian Paul. I just want to say, on behalf of sound designers and musicians the world over, NASCAR Octavian Paul, thank you so much. This is an incredible gift you've given to the world, and I'm going to show everybody why in a moment. Okay, so this is just put Pull Stretch into Google or whatever, and then down under software, and this is what it looks like. As I said, it looks like Windows 98 beta type thing. It's not pretty to look at, but once you get into it and it runs on a Mac and a PC, there's a Mac ported version as well, which works just as well. The best thing to do is what it does. Okay, let me just explain what it does. I mean, you say, sound stretching, I can do that in Cubase, Fango, Carondi, Bitwig, Logic. Yes, I know you can, but this is extreme. So, in other words, rather than going, it goes. So you take a tiny sound and you can make it last weeks. So you take, now what this means is you're creating the sort of raw material for textures and stuff, and that is cool. So, for example, first thing to say is, if you get your Pull Stretch, the best thing to do is to prepare some sounds. So anything you like, just record anything, trim them up, normalize them. Here's some I made earlier type thing. And put them in a folder inside the Pull Stretch folder, because when you go in Pull Stretch, if you go File here, Open Audio File, what it defaults to is the folder where Pull Stretch is. And because, as you can see, it's a very old-fashioned hierarchical menu, it's quite hard to find your way around. So it's best if you put it in the right place. Right, so what I've got is... Okay, I'll show you what I've got. What I've really, really got. Oh, no, shut up, guy. Here we go. Which one is it? Oh, come on, you silly sausage. Right. Too many windows going on here, and I can't find the one I want. Right. So what I've got going on, I did a bit of a flute, and then I did a bit of a short flute, and then I did a bit of a cup, bing, and then I did a bit of a ukulele, and a bit of a shikiri. Those are the original sounds. So what, Mr. Pull Stretch, do you make of all that? Okay, let's take flute long to start with, load it up. Now, what you got, parameters, processes, binaural beats, right to far. The only thing I would tell you, look, leave everything as it is, out the packet. This is the slider you want to play with, because that is not stretched. But look, if you turn it right up here, you can like make that, whatever it is, 2-second sound, last 2 hours and 48 minutes. Okay, look, we're going to go for, let's try, we want some movement in the sound, so I'm going to go for 20 times. Let's see what slowing it down 20 times sounds like. Isn't that lovely? I think that's just fantastic. When you like it, you click on Write to File, Render Selection, and then call it something. So we're going to call it Flute. I'm going to call it Flute XL. Render. And out it goes. And let's do another one. Open audio file. Let's try the cup. Let's see what happens with the cup. It doesn't always work. Some of them sound meh. Okay, didn't load, did it? It is a bit quirky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just doesn't, for no apparent reason. But then it's quite old. It's been around a while. Is it going to work? Is it playing anything? Is anything happening? I can't tell. Something's happening, isn't it? I'll tell you what, look. I'm just going to... it doesn't think there's anything in this file. Let's try a different file. Okay, let's try cut 2. What's that? Okay, that's quite cool. Let's put that up 61 times and write that to file. I'm going to go cup XL. So you can go through like this, creating interesting sounds. Because, to be honest, the only thing worth doing right now, if you're trying to get on in life as a composer, is to do interesting stuff. Now, I have to tell you, composers have discovered this. This isn't a brand new thing, which a lot of people know about this. But if you don't, then this is great. Oh, what the hell? Write it, Guy. You've got nothing to lose. UKXL. I also got a couple of little chords in there as well, which I might try. I was wondering how that was going to sound. Chord 2 is a slightly dissonant one. Let's try that chord 2. Yeah, I'll go with that. Uke chord. And finally, we're going to try the Shikiri once it's done its thing. Oh, sorry. Don't interrupt this elderly program. Here we go. And the Shikiri. See what the Shikiri sounds like. Okay. Okay, let's make the Shikiri last hours. See what happens. Anything? Oh, look, I tell you what, I'm just going to render it and see what happens. Check. Except I can't... Have you noticed I can't type today? Well, that's all right. We all have typing days. Okay. Right, now, having done its thing, thank you, Paul Stretch, for your service. Right, now, let's get Cubase back up. There we go. And start up here somewhere. Set left cursor there. Now, let's get in some of these sounds. So, import audio file. Desktop. Where's Paul Stretch? Paul Stretch. Here we go. So we got all these are rendered versions of this. Different tracks. Right, let's now see what we've got. So let's start with Uke XL. Okay, let's try this one. What's this one? Uke long, Uke chord. Okay, I like Uke chord. What I'm going to do, I often do this, is first of all we're going to reverse it. Then I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to reverse the other half. Where's my reverse button there? Then I'm going to cross them over. And I'm going to crossfade them. And then I'm going to bounce them together. So now I've got one sound, which I like to call an in and out. And now I have this cool little sound. Now, what can I do with this cool little sound? I can use it as a basis for something. Ooh, just because I left everything going at once. Listen to that! Isn't that wonderful? I think it's really nice. So accidentally leaving everything up really works. So we've got a kind of... I'm doing all these kind of things on the fly here. But you hear how it's evolving? This sound is evolving. Let's put this in. I like the way it's playing off the flute. That, where's the... Right, so what we've got going on here is quite interesting. Now, by itself, it sounds great, but you might want to add something else to it, because I mean, now the thing is, you think I'm always going. People go, oh, why? You know, how important are chord progressions, and why can't I get my chord progression right and everything else? There are lots of musics around the world where. I mean, take Indian music, where all the rags are based over basically what is a pedal, a massive drone. So chord progressions are not a thing. It just focuses your attention elsewhere. If you're not thinking about the chord progression, you're thinking about the texture. And that's what we got going on here. So what are we going to put in? Now we're going to add, well, thinks. Is that something somebody still says? That's what I say. Oh. Thinks. I used to say that as a small child, and I seem to suddenly said it for no apparent reason now. Am I regressing? Have you noticed this? Okay, look. Let's take... Can I take Uke Long XL? Can I just drop it in? I can. What I've done... So that's one note on a ukulele, and it's been pull stretched, and I've put it into what is a sampler track, which is a really simple sampler. So, and you see, what I like about this is it doesn't sound like a synthesizer. It doesn't sound like, whatever. So let's go. Come on. I think this is quite fun. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Why couldn't I have decided after one bar that that was not what I wanted to do? Why did I have to wait? Because the jury was out. I'm not liking this. Simpler. Okay, let's go with that. Now I'm going to add in... The trouble is, I have no idea what key we are actually in, because it's just doing its own thing, and I haven't bothered to tune that sample. So although I'm playing it in C minor, it could be in something completely different. Actually, okay, well, yeah, I will go with this. I'm going to add some very basic. Where's my filters? Oh, there we go. What I'm going to do is then put a little wompy thing on it. That's a technical phrase. It's a genuine technical phrase, wompy thing. Have you not heard of a wompy thing? Oh, for goodness sake. Where have you been for the last 20 years? Transgate. I use this all the time, as regular members of this little community will know. I don't want it to do that. I want it to go what. Oh, that's quite interesting. I didn't know it did that. Oh, I did. There we go. Okay, that's a wompy thing. Do you see what I mean? It's wompy. Right, let's see how this fits. Is it timing-wise going to fit? We're going to phase it in. Actually, it is phasing. I mean, this is rhythmically it's phasing because these are two different rhythms. Because I was just free playing in the sample, which is at a different tempo to what this. But that's quite interesting, isn't it? Okay. Thank you, June. I'm very pleased with you. You're a nice Juney person. Right. Let's get. I tell you what, I'm going to try one more thing. I don't want to complicate this unduly because actually it's just nice. And the more normal stuff I put in this, the less different the whole sound is. So what I really would do, if I wasn't looking at the clock and thinking you've been with me 18 minutes and 29 seconds and when are you going to get bored and go away, is what I probably would do is just spend the rest of the morning looking for organic sort of sounds which would fit in with that, because actually just putting synthetic sounds on top of this may not be doing it a real favour. Oh, I did forget to give you a message from our sponsor. Learn Music Theory. It's fun, practical and packed with clear explanations. A video course that will show you how music really works. Pitch, keys and scales, chord progressions and written notation, all explained in a clear, easy to understand way. Learn music theory. Quick, practical and fun. The way music theory should be. Farlight. I quite like Farlight is a granular synthesizer from Native Instruments. It's good for these kind of. Look, I think if I go much further, I'm going to wreck it. I like this. Now, this is. Do you see what? Look, the more ordinary stuff I put on top of this, the less interesting it's going to get. So I'm just going to stop because sometimes I don't know when I've won, and I keep on going and break it. Okay, so let's listen to what we've got. And it's all down to the fact that the point being here, you don't need to go out necessarily and spend thousands of pounds on massive new libraries and synthesizers and things like that when there's all kinds of stuff out there for free. Paul Stretch is one of the greatest gifts to the sound design and music community, and although there is a very distinctive Paul Stretch sound, and once you've now got your ear in, you'll probably hear it everywhere, it is a truly wonderful plug. It's not a plugin, it's a piece of software really, but I would go and have fun, go and enjoy it, and see what you can come up with. Anyway, that's all I've got for you for today. Do you know what? That air conditioning is so efficient, I'm now quite cold. So, cool piece of software. Oh, sorry. Anyway, look, that's it for now. If you enjoy this kind of thing, and please remember to subscribe and do the little dingly bell thing. And I'll be back and see you very, very soon. See you soon.